G'day folks, it's the Maple Monkey here again with another Marvel United gameplay video for you. I've got another homebrew battle up and coming now. So this time I've been working on since Cameron Hodge. The next sort of villain I've been working on is actually a big villain team type battle. So I mentioned this in the last live stream, but we're going to be looking at the Upstarts today. So this is sort of a work in progress battle with the Upstarts. So we're still sort of designing these. Been having a lot of fun recently on the Marvel United Discord and in different places, working on some different homebrew villains and that sort of thing as well. And so if you're interested in that sort of thing, I definitely recommend checking out the Discord, BGG, Marvel United Fanatics, and I think there's some other places online as well. And in particular, Diversion Architect on Discord, but he goes by Dave on Facebook as well. He's been making some really cool Age of Apocalypse villains and that sort of thing, and I've sort of been helping him out with that, with the playtesting, and he's been helping me out with this sort of stuff. And I hope he doesn't mind me mentioning him, but Kanji from Kanji Studios also has reached out to us, and he's sort of joined our little band of homebrewers, and he's got some really cool ideas for some villains coming up, which you'll see. And through talking to him about that and sort of investigating that and trying to help him with the playtesting there, I came up through the research with one of the characters he's thinking of, and just how they're based, or where they're based in the storylines. The Upstarts sort of came to my attention, and so that's why I've sort of come up with these guys. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing how these guys go on camera. I've been sort of playtesting them for a while. They're pretty chaotic, pretty fun sort of thing, but I think fair warning, this design is a little bit swingy, so that's been a bit of a common sort of complaint, I think, leveled at some of the Marvel United villains out there. Sometimes they can be a little bit swingier than others, and I think admittedly this one is a little bit swingy. I think my designs aren't quite up to scratch with some of the stuff that Dave's been producing, but hopefully they'll do themselves a little bit proud today anyway. So and speaking of some really good designs, there's some stuff coming from Kanji that is looking really good. We've been playtesting that, and it's very polished. Some really nice characters there coming out too. So hopefully you'll see that soon. But let's dive into this video. So that's a long enough ramble there. So yeah, like I said, we're looking at the Upstarts. So the Upstarts are basically it's almost like a rich club of jerks who are sort of hunting people for their own amusement sort of thing, but with a mutant slant on it. So essentially, I think Selene, the Black Queen, is the first one who sort of sets it up, and she sort of sets up this idea of these basically these jerk mutants going around, and she sets up this competition where they go around and earn points for hunting down and killing sort of high profile mutant targets and that sort of thing. So in the sort of, there's a few variations, I think, of who's in that team and that sort of thing, but the core ones that I've chosen to sort of focus on are Fabian Cortez. So we're going to use, he's like the leader of the Acolytes and sort of like a follower originally, I think, of Magneto, but he sort of looks a little bit similar to Shatterstar here. So we're going to proxy his with his model there. Then we've got Sienna Blaze. She sort of in the storyline is one of the newer members of the Upstarts. So I'm using Boom Boom. Originally I was using Pyro because he kind of looks kind of similar with the wild hair and the flames and stuff like that, but she sort of travels through these EMP waves and sort of causes a lot of destruction in the environment around her and collateral damage and that sort of thing. So that's her character there. Then we've got Trevor Fitzroy. Now, funnily enough, in the comics, he sort of hunts, one of his targets is Forge, but I also think he kind of looks a little bit like Forge because he's got all the future tech and that sort of stuff as well. He's like a time-traveling mutant or something like that. So yeah, Trevor Fitzroy, he's the third member, and then we're using Sebastian Shaw, who the model for him, but the actual character is Shinobi Shaw, his son, and in fact he sort of earned some prominence in the Upstarts by one of his targets that he takes out is actually Sebastian Shaw, his own father sort of thing. So yeah, we'll use his model. So there we go. So that's the four of them there, and they operate a little bit like the I've sort of based their design a little bit around, well, quite a lot around. You can see the Brotherhood sort of deck and the way they work. So you can see there's sort of multiple. Apologies for the low quality of the art and that sort of thing, but we've got some artists sort of helping us out. So so this won't be final, but you can see here these are the same sort of idea with the Brotherhood, where you sort of have multiple villains operating or activating in within a certain turn. So we'll just shuffle that up too, just so we don't know what's coming up. Now, because they're hunting mutants, their whole scenario is based around these mutant targets. So each of the threats is an identical threat card, and part of the setup, I should show you this too. Part of the setup, you can see here's our Upstarts. So the Upstarts, sort of the main core group, also includes Grade and Creed, but I just thought having 5 of them would be too many running around, and we've got some other plans for him as well. So, but we've got special setup here. So for each of the 6 mutant target threat cards, which are these ones down here that we're about to look at, we select 1 mutant hero deck. So you have to sort of, I mean, you to be honest, you can use just any hero you've got, sort of thing, but thematically it's probably better to use the mutant hero decks. So you basically select 1 of those each, and then you remove the wild cards, and then randomly draw 4 cards from each deck to be the health of that mutant target, and place that sort of face down near the 6 locations. So I've just got them sort of set up just next to the locations here. And then you also place a safe house card near the play area within easy reach of all the players. So we'll just pop this back down again, and here's the safe house, just to show you this. So this is how these, let's have a look at this first. So mutant target. Each damage dealt to this mutant target, so the Upstart's going to be going around and trying to damage them, removes 1 card from their health deck, so you take it off the top of the deck. They are defeated if depleted. Then remove all progress from this threat card and replace the mutant target with a new deck if defeated. So basically, if you're working on these but you let them get rescued, if you let them get taken out, then you have to remove your progress from here and sort of start again, rescuing a new one. And I guess thematically you're supposed to go and get a new deck, but I basically tend to just use the same deck over and over if they get taken out. But that's the mutant target card, so they're all the same. They all operate the same. And then we have heroes. So this is the safe house. So this just has some extra rules on here and acts as a little bit of a place for sort of gaining tokens. So heroes can rescue mutant targets by clearing them with 3 heroics. So this gives you the rules for like what do you do to try and save them. So you have to clear them with the 3 heroics. When a mutant target is rescued, you flip over the top remaining card from their health deck, and then choose one of the action symbols from the bottom of that card and place that matching token here. So they essentially give you some assistance for rescuing them. Any hero may spend tokens from this card. So, and then it's like a shared pool for the whole team, sort of thing. There's no thematic sort of background for this, as far as I'm aware. Like through my reading of the comics with the Upstarts, there was never really a safe house or anything like that from them. But I just thought this would be a cool way to sort of store the cards or the reward you get for them, sort of thing. So that's that one there. And big thanks to Dave for giving us a lot of sort of feedback and help for sort of finessing and tweaking some of these ideas. Originally, I just had the mutant target sort of stacks just sitting on the threat things, and you just had to put stars on top of them. But he sort of said, it'd be cool to have an actual card so that specifies, that you put stars here, and also gives you some space for putting the rules here rather than trying to squeeze it all onto the board there. So that's kind of cool. So that's the mutant targets we've got. And again, thematically, I've just sort of selected some random heroes here, but we've got Wolverine, Havoc, I think that's Mirage, Jean Grey, Professor X, and Cable. So they're the guys we're trying to rescue, I guess. Now let's have a look at the actual Upstarts themselves. So they've got these competition track, because they're essentially all competing against each other, and that's one of the sort of the fun things about them, I think, is that you sort of not only you trying to defeat them, but they're all kind of trying to defeat each other as well. So you've got Fabian Cortez, Trevor Fitzroy, Shinobi Shaw, Sienna Blaze, and At this stage, we're sort of still tweaking the health, but for a 2-player battle, each of them has 2 health, and then it just goes up from there, so 3 and 4. We're playing a 3-player game today, so these should each have 3 health. We're thinking that what we might do is actually have the actual missions sort of off separate off the board, and then maybe make a double-sized dashboard, so you can have one sitting here and one sitting below, just to give a bit more room for some of these rules and that sort of thing as well. And also maybe having just one large competition track, so you have one competition track going up to 12, but have each of the squares a bit larger, and then each of the different upstarts can have their sort of tokens on the same track sort of thing. Otherwise, the way I've have it originally here is they've all got their own separate tracks sort of thing. But anyway, let's keep going. So this track is sort of what they're all about. So their villainous plot. Villains move the trackers up the competition tracks when defeating mutant targets. So if they defeat mutant targets, they go 3 spaces up. If they defeat heroes, they go 2 spaces. And if they defeat civilians, they go 1 space. And then if a villain's tracker reaches the 12th place, they win. All right. So for each location, so the overflow, for each location where 1 or more civilians or thugs cannot be placed, advance the tracker marker on their competition tracks. So basically, that's another way they can earn little points there. And their BAM, they deal 2 damage to the mutant target. They deal 1 damage to each hero in the location, and they also defeat 1 civilian in the location. So they're sort of working on all those things at once. And then special rules. At this stage, I'm not sure whether to sort of stick with this or just have like a flip the top card face down sort of thing, but I kind of like it this way. So if a hero is KO'd, only the villain who caused the KO will BAM again. Then in terms of, now this, we're thinking we might not even need to explain this on the card as well, because the resolving master plan, the rules for resolving master plan cards with multiple heroes, there's a bit of a precedent for it now, or sorry, multiple villains. So, but we thought we'd just sort of explain it here, or I did at least. So from top to bottom, all pictured villains move, and we'll probably actually have their names on the card as well, individualized rather than just saying upstarts. But all pictured villains move. All pictured villains then BAM. So they all move first, then they all BAM, then they all place tokens. So there'll be like a little token chart on the cards as well. So they all do that. But if all pictured villains are defeated, all remaining villains and tokens. All remaining villains add tokens according to the master plan on that turn. So so if there's no one on the card, and so essentially nothing would happen, the other villains sort of remaining get to still put some things out. When one villain, and there's also like an escalating thing, so as one villain gets defeated, the remaining villains drop extra thugs, and then when 2 villains are defeated, when 2 villains are defeated, remaining villains add 2 extra thugs, and then when 3 villains are defeated, so there's only one left, they're also putting an extra civilian in the adjacent location. So they're sort of putting out lots of thugs and spreading out a few more civilians as well. So they're sort of really trying to ramp up that overflow. So that's the plan. So we'll see how they go. They are pretty nasty, so if anything, I probably need to tweak them back a little bit, but we'll see. We'll see how we go. We've got our just random locations here. So I thought, well, this one's not so random. I thought the Hellfire Club would be a cool place to start them. Then we've also just got some X-Men ones. So Muir Island, Hangar Bay, Adirondack Mountains, Sentinel Space Station, and the Excalibur Lighthouse. Now our team, talking about Excalibur, oh, hold on. Let's change this up. I totally didn't even think about this, but let's put the heroes in the Excalibur Lighthouse. There we go, we can put these guys over here. Let's put Cable up here. Let's put Havoc over here. Put our cards down again. Apologies. There we go. Set up our threat tokens. Because we're using Excalibur today. So, let's have a look. We've got Captain Britain. So we're going to shuffle his deck here. And we've got 1, 2, 3. So he's going to have channel interdimensional energy, so he can heal himself up or gain a bunch of tokens plus move. He's got 2 of those, and then he's got a move and a punch. So that's what he's bringing to the party to start with. Then we've got Colossus. Now Colossus, I think he was at some point in Excalibur. I know we're getting a whole bunch more Excalibur characters in season 3, but I thought it'd be fun just to use these guys today. I don't think they ever have anything to do with the Upstarts, but 1, 2, 3. Oh no, sorry, I need 2 because I've already got the starting hand card. But yeah, I thought they'd be fun. So we've got Organic Steel Body. I think this is his starting card. As long as this card is face up in the storyline, you may ignore 1 damage during each villain turn. That could be handy to save us from the Upstarts earning some points off us. We've got a double wild and a star, so they're not too bad. Not too bad at all. And then we've also got Nightcrawler. So I'm pretty sure all these guys are in Excalibur. Apologies if they're not. I feel like Captain Britain would be, right? Because he's he's British. But I could be making an assumption there. 1, 2, 3. And Nightcrawler. Again, I could be making an assumption here, but I'm pretty sure I've seen him associated with them. Wild. We've got Bamf with Star, and he can bring people with him. And then he can just move. He's got the Bamf and he's got the punch. So, okay, that's what he's starting with. Let's put the health out. So we've got 3 health each. 3 for Fabian. 3 for who's that? Trevor Fitzroy. So 1 for Cortez, 1 for Fitzroy. We've got a stack for Shinobi, and we've got a stack for Sienna Blaze as well. Yeah, she's the one that Kanji's, well, I don't know if I should be spoiling this, but there's a very cool version of her coming out. I guess I've already spoiled it, sorry. Now, we've got our little trackers here. So we'll put a blue one on Fabian, we'll put a yellow one on Sienna, then we'll put a sort of grey one here on Shinobi, and unfortunately I don't have a green one, so we're going to put a like futuristic metal one, oopsie, on Trevor. He's got that green for his green hair. Okay, so I think we can get stuck into it. So that was a very long rambling start, but anyway, I hope it sort of explained what we're doing here, and yeah, let's keep our fingers crossed that the battle goes well. All right, let's have a look. All right, we've got our team set up. We're ready to go. I think it's time for the Upstarts to kick off proceedings. And oh, you know what we've got to do? We've got to actually set the heroes up on their Excalibur lighthouse there. All right, now let's rescue some mutants. So, what are the Upstarts up to? Okie dokie. So we have. Let's have a look. You guys can check that out. All right. Give you a little bit of time to read that. Apologies for the quality of the card here. This is just my terrible sort of, I think I mocked these up in PowerPoint. There's a lot of much better people able to sort of make these cards. I'm going to be relying on someone to help me sort of make these look a bit more professional. But so this one essentially is Shinobi Shaw's specialty. So each of the Upstarts has 2 copies of a card that sort of stars them, and then they've also got 1 copy of a card where they're sort of backstabbing the others as well. So they've sort of got 3 cards each. So this one's going to feature Shinobi Shaw moving. So he moves clockwise twice, so once, twice. And then we've got Fabian Cortez moving once. So Fabian's going to move once. Then they're both going to bam. So at this location, Shinobi is going to punch. He's going to, well, I guess in order, well, we can just do this, but he's going to take out a civilian. So that's Shinobi. He's going to deal 2 damage to the target. So Professor X is left on 2 health here. So we'll just put Professor X over here. That doesn't earn him any points because he hasn't taken out Professor X. And there are no heroes here for him to damage at this stage. Then Shinobi does a similar thing, so he takes 2 damage off Jean Grey there. He also removes 1 civilian. There we go, and he's going to earn himself, for Fabian Cortez, he's going to earn himself a point there as well. Okay, then they're both going to drop a bunch of civilians and thugs. So they put, the upstarts basically put civilians around them and thugs in their location. So starting from the top, again, we're going to start with Shinobi. So he's going to put 1, 2, and 3 in this location. Then Fabian is going to put 1, 2, and 3 if he can. So he's going to put 1 thug here, 1 civilian here, and he's going to put another one here. So we don't have any overflows yet, but they're getting pretty full, I think. Now we come to the starring part of Shinobi's turn. So he's going to move Shinobi to the location with the most heroes. Oh no. And he does 2 unpreventable damage to each one. So, okay. So the title of that is, geez, that must hurt. And yikes, that's the first time in playtesting that he's really hit me that hard. He managed to get all 3 of us. So 2 unpreventable damage to all of them. Oh, man. Well, there goes my wild. I think I want to keep my organic steel body. May ignore 1 damage during each turn. Well, if Shinobi's hit us with that once, then there's not many more of that coming. So I guess organic steel body is good to keep now, because that'll probably keep us a little bit safe. Okay. Oh man. I guess I keep my wild. Give me a few options with him, and then I think I'll just keep one of my channeling interdimensional thingies for Mr. Captain Britain. Alright, so, oh my goodness, that hurt. So, that was the first turn from the upstart. So, there you go, they're on the move. Now, so we're going to start with Captain Britain. He's going to draw a card. Now, he could heal himself up. I would like to get started on some tokens, though. He's got more of those, but how many more does he have? I'm kind of vulnerable, but I think I'm just going to play it for the tokens. I need to get cracking here. So we're able to move if we can. And, so maybe we should try and rescue one of these guys that hasn't been hit very much. That has been hit, and try and rescue them before they get taken out. So let's go Captain Britain over. He's going to try and, as much as we'd like to get over there to Muir Island, I think we're not going to be able to reach there. So we're going to move 1. Then we're going to take 2. Let's take 2 heroics. Oh, and I've just received in the mail the other day the, I don't know if you can see that very well, but the plastic tokens. So this is the inaugural, the very first playthrough featuring the new tokens, or not the new tokens, but the fancy tokens. So we'll take the 2 stars from this card, and then we'll immediately place them on the mutant target there, and then hopefully, you know what I've just noticed? Colossus isn't going to be able to do much about that, but Nightcrawler hopefully will. Or will he? Unless I can get some movement happening for Nightcrawler. Yikes. I should have kept that moving star, shouldn't I? Oh, this could be risky, because if Professor X gets hit before we can fully rescue him, that's a waste of stars. Let's play risky. Alright, so let's see what Colossus does in his turn. Ooh, we've got to move. Oh no. Oh boy, do we keep the organic steel? Do we go with the organic steel body? That's going to let us punch a thug there. So we've got to get cracking on the actual defeating thugs and rescuing civilians too. But and also can sort of help us build, protect ourselves there. Or do we do the? See, if we don't do that, if we do that, then we're only giving ourselves a punch. And then we'd have to hope that Nightcrawler got like a move and a star on his next one. Well, he generally has a lot of movement cards where he can just teleport wherever he wants. And some of them have stars, but yeah, this is the only one we know we've got, so... but if I use this fastball special, move another hero from your location to an adjacent location. That hero shows their hand. The only problem is we know that the other two have a hand with no punches, so we're wasting the fastball special if we do this to rescue Professor X. But I think because we've committed these 2 stars, I think I need to do it. The only problem is that is a real wasted turn for Colossus, because then he only has 2 movement and he can't really use that to do anything. Oh, maybe we just... I think it was a bad play. I should have looked at what cards I had before committing to putting those stars down. Well, let's do the organic steel body. As long as this card is face up, you may ignore 1 damage each villain turn. Okay. Let's punch a... We can move and we can punch. So let's punch in this location. Now, do I want to move? Where do I want to move? Do I want to stay where I am? I've got the move. Maybe let's spread out so that at least less of us get hit. Okay. Then we are... where can I get some healing from one of these places? I don't know. Okay. Okay. And then let's draw a card. Oh no, it's a move and punch. It's a move and punch. Although, hold on a sec. Bummer. Move and punch. Well, Mr. Nightcrawler. Let's move here. Let's punch this thug to keep the thing from overflowing. Let's put another thug here. And let's just hope that no one lands on Professor X. I don't think that's likely. I think there's quite a lot of chance that someone's going to land on him. Oh well. You know what I could do? So I'm going to use this punch. Oh, hold on. What I could do is I could actually... If I use this punch here, we could put this guy back here. And I could teleport over here and do 2 punches. And we can get rid of those 2 as well. Yeah, let's do that. Okay. Alright. Let's see. Are we going to get away with this or not? Alright, let's have a look there. You guys can check that out. Alright, who's moving? Oh, we got lucky, I think. Sort of, maybe. Because we got Shinobi's other card. Right, okay, so Shinobi's moving too. Okay, because if any of these guys had moved too, they would have landed on Professor. So where's Shinobi? He is here. Okay, so Shinobi's going to move 1, 2, then it's Sienna, and Sienna's only going to move 1. Now the bad news is Sienna's going to take out Jean Grey there, but okay, let's go through it. So Shinobi moves. He's going to deal 2 damage to Cable there. Then he's going to have then he's going to take out this civilian. Okay, he's going to earn himself another point. Good job, Shinobi. Then but he's not going to hurt anyone else because there's no heroes there. Then we got lucky. Alright, Sienna is going to... This is where we didn't get lucky. She's going to take out Jean Grey. Now what that does is that earns her 3 points. Which is Sienna, 1, 2, 3. Then she is going to essentially put Jean Grey back. I'll just shuffle her deck a little bit. She puts her back at... I think essentially I'm going to have this as like an end of the turn thing. But yeah, she puts her back ready to go. She takes out a... thug as well, and she gets 1 more point for that. Wow, she's off to the races. Okay, got to watch out for Sienna. We've got to got to take her out as a priority. Okay, now So they've both done that. Then they drop their thingy, so tokens. So we've got one civilian and one civilian on either side of Shinobi, and he drops a thug in his location. Then Sienna is going to drop a civilian, oh, we're getting close again, and a thug, and a civilian. Oof. Lots of very full locations. Okay. Then move Shinobi Shore to the location with the most heroes. Now I haven't said if there's an equal amount which one to go to, whether it's a otherwise the nearest or something like that. So that might be something we have to clarify. And I think just for the purposes of this, I might say that it has to be the closest. So the closest is Colossus, and 2 unpreventable damage. Well, okay, so even if he did the normal damage, he'd only be blocking 1, he'd be taking another hit anyway, but yeah, that's not good for Colossus. So Colossus gets taken out, and then that is a KO. Now with the KO, the villain who causes the bam will bam again, or causes the damage. So he's going to deal 2 damage to Wolverine. Wow, the mutants are definitely under pressure here. And then he also takes out this civilian, which is going to raise him up. So that was Shinobi. He goes up 1 for that, and he goes up 2 for taking out a hero as well. Oh my goodness, so Sienna was looking good, but now Shinobi's hit the lead with 5. So will he be the winning upstart? We'll find out. Okay, well hopefully none of them will be the winning upstart. Hopefully we'll take them down. Okay. Luckily Colossus was on his own. At least not all of them got hit. Okay, although to be honest, Captain Britain's got a rubbish card here, so hopefully we can get a better one. Oh, that's not what he needs to rescue Professor X either. Boy oh boy. Okay. So we've got a movement and a punch, which is pretty rubbish. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to use a... Where's Nightcrawler? No point giving... I mean, we could... If Colossus gets a movement, we could give him now. Alright, so let's just go a punch here from Captain Britain. Alright, so Captain Britain, he's going to punch, and along with Nightcrawler's punch, he's going to deal 2 damage to these thugs. So at least we're making some pretty good progress on the defeating thugs side of things. So that's not too bad. And yeah, let's look at the positive. Now the other positive is Mr. 1, 2, 3, 4 Colossus here. He gets to draw a full hand of cards back up again. Oh, we've got a move and a star. Is that going to help? Could that help Nightcrawler? That could. Alright, so we've got a move and a star. We have a move and a punch. We have a fastball special. There's no one else really around with a hand of punches. And we've got a single wild. So I think we're going to go the move and punch or move and star. Let's go the move and star, I think is what we need. So that will let us move and star with Colossus, but really I'm trying to set up a Nightcrawler, because then Nightcrawler can move. Even if we don't get the Bamf that we need, we can move twice with the wild, and then we can star in Professor X's location and at least rescue one of the mutants before they get taken out. Okay, but what are we actually going to do with Colossus's? So he can move, punch, and star. Where is he? He's here. Move, punch, and star. Okay, I think Wolverine is probably pretty safe. Unless Fitzroy gets in on the action here. Let's do the rescue. Let's do the star here. So we'll put a. Although where are my other heroes? I've got Captain Britain here, and I've got Nightcrawler over there. But Nightcrawler's coming over here, so maybe I should try and rescue Havoc. Maybe I should try and rescue Havoc. Because I'm more likely to be able to get over and help combine forces with Havoc. Yeah. Alright, let's do that. Let's put one. So we'll move here, and then we'll also punch in this location, because that's getting closer to overflowing. So we can move, punch, and star. That's what we're doing. Okay. Now, let's see. Just double checking I'm recording. Yep, sometimes I get a bit nervous with that. Did I hit record all that time ago? Alright, so we're drawing we've got a bamf and a punch, so that's good. We didn't get what we wanted with just being able to move straight here and do the star, so let's use this wild, then we can use it as a move, so 1, 2, so moving twice, once, twice, and then we can rescue. So yep, we're using the star. So we're rescuing Professor X. Okie dokie, let's put these back in here. Let's pop this over here. Now Professor X's top card gives us a wild, so that's pretty handy. So we'll put the wild in the safe house. Park old wheels in the safe house there. There he goes, he's done. And we place some progress on the clearing threats mission there as well. Now, we've got to keep him handy though, because there is a mechanic that can bring, even if we've rescued the mutants, like they can come back in as well through certain cards as well, so we'll keep him handy. Oh, and this is good, you get to gain a move, a star, or a punch. Oh, interesting. Boy, let's take a star at this point in the game, because we sort of want to ramp up rescuing mutants. So let's take a star for, who's this for? This is specifically for Nightcrawler. Okay, but this is good. Okay, this is handy. All right, and then the Upstarts are going to go again. All right, here we go. Bingo. Here we go. This is one of the backstabbing ones. Oh, I don't believe it. I think this is actually another Shinobi. Yeah, this is one that stars Shinobi as well. He's really off to a flying start. Okay, so essentially what this one does is, with these cards, all three of the other Upstarts get to activate, and then the one who's not activating is actually working behind the scenes to sort of undermine them, and he gets to do, or he or she gets to do a special sort of action there. So, oh, and this is not good. This is not good at all. Okay, so okay, all right. So okay, Fabian goes 1. Okay, oh no. Okay, Fabian goes 1. Then Fitzroy. Now Fitzroy, what I've done with Fitzroy is he always, because he's kind of time traveling or something, I don't know, I don't think he actually time travels in this part of the story, but I just thought he'd kind of be fun going in the opposite direction. So he goes 2. Okay. Then Sienna goes 3. Where's Sienna? She's here. 1, 2, 3. Oh wow, they're all hanging out in this spot. Now, the person who's going first is Fabian. Fabian tries to hit Professor X. There's no one there. He's going to hit these two for... Oh no, he's going to hit... Oh no. He KOs them once, twice. KOs both of them, so he gets 4 from that. Who was that, Fabian? Wow, 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh my goodness. Then he also hits... Oh, this could be over real quick. He also hits one of the civilians, which is why he goes up one more time. But then he also, because he bams again, because he's KO'd them, he hits the other civilian, so he actually goes up to 7. So, oh my goodness. Okay. And it gets worse. Okay, but that's that part. Then Fitzroy's the first one to arrive here. He gets here just a split second before Sienna, so he takes out Wolverine, which gives him 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Yikes. Okay. There's no civilians for him to take out, or no heroes there to take out for him. Then Sienna, she lands there. She can't take anything out. She gets nothing from that turn. Then they all drop their civilians and thugs. So starting with who's at the top of that card? Fabian. So he drops 1. Oops. 2. Got too many of them. 1, 2, 3. So 1 thug and 2 civilians on either side. Then he's going to, then Fitzroy is going to drop a thug, a civilian. A thug, a civilian, and a civilian. Then Sienna is going to try and she's going to drop a thug here and a civilian over here. But she tries to drop a civilian here, she can't, so she goes up 1. She's on 5. So now we've got Shinobi on 5, Sienna on 5, Fitzroy on 3, and Fabian's all the way up on 7. Now, oh goodness, and we've barely made a dent. Unfortunately then, I'm glad I didn't try and rescue Wolverine though, because he would have got taken out, we would have lost that progress. Unfortunately, Wolverine gets put back in play because he got taken out, so he's back in play again as a new mutant to get rescued. And now we read the bottom of the card. So a gentleman and a slug. Alright, I think that's, I think Fitzroy calls him that in the comics. Move Shinobi's trash. So basically what happens is, because of these behind the scenes stuff, he just gets 2 free moves up the track, 1, 2, and then all the others move back down 1. 1, 2, 3. Oh, I guess that's okay. It kind of keeps them all on par. But the problem is now put a new mutant target into play in the nearest empty location threat. And unfortunately there's only 1. So let's put wheels back in. And that's bad, because that was a really cool location to be able to leverage, but now we've lost it. Okay. Now we could try and rescue him again. I should put that there, shouldn't I? And we've got to put the threat back in. Where's the threat card? Here it is. But the token doesn't go away, so we've still cleared 1 threat, but it's essentially now if we want to clear this one, we're sort of not doing any more damage. I don't know if that's actually how these work. Like if you put them back into play, do you get to put more of these tokens back out and then you can sort of work on this one again? I'm erring on the side of not, just so I don't sort of like give myself an advantage that I shouldn't have, but maybe I'm supposed to be able to do that. But anyway, so oof, that stung that turn. Alright, so this is not bad. We're making a bit of progress here, but this, we've got to get cracking on the rescuing. So Colossus is on target here. So let's draw 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 cards for Mr. I should keep Nightcrawler down for the moment. For Mr. Britain, Captain Britain. So he's got a double wild. That could really help. Well, he's got a movement and essentially... Oh, but then he's only giving a movement to the next player. I think we've got to get stuck in with this. Or a movement star. Do we go movement star? What's Colossus got? Colossus has got a bunch of movement and punches. No, let's use a movement star because, yeah. Right, move in 2 stars. Well, if he move, okay, so we've got move. So I've got a move and a star, and then I've also got this wild here. So I could go move. I've got to remember I've got a wild here, but let's try and save it if we can for the moment. Let's move in here, use the wild and the heroic as a rescue. So let's do that. So we've rescued Havoc. Good job. Everyone celebrate. Yay, Havoc. Alright, so Havoc's been rescued. That's another threat cleared. We'll put that mutant card there in case we need to put Havoc back on the deck. This says you may discard 1 card from your hand. Well, it's pretty healthy at the moment. You may discard 1 card from your hand to the bottom of the deck or discard an action token. Okay. To look at the top card of the Master Plan deck. Oh, we may then put it at the bottom. Problem is these cards are so chaotic, I don't know if I'd be able to work out all the permutations of what was going to happen. Okay, but that's potentially helpful. So we've done that, but we don't have anything else we can do with Captain Britain because I think he's done everything he was able to clear that. So he's moved and he's put the 2 heroics down. I think I was looking at Colossus then anyway. I don't think I'm going to discard anything. These are all pretty good cards, I think, so I'd kind of like to keep them if I can, if I don't get banned. Alright, and then Colossus, he gets to draw a card. He's got a move and a punch. He just drew a move and a punch. He's also got a wild, he's got another move and a punch, and then he's got that fastball special. Right now, unfortunately Nightcrawler doesn't even have a hand. What has Captain Britain got? Because he's the one standing in Colossus's location. He doesn't even have any punches either. This fastball special is garbage. I shouldn't say that, it's one of the coolest cards in the game, but it's garbage in this particular situation. Alright, so we've got a move and a star. So we could try and head over here and rescue Wolverine. We could try and head over here and rescue Professor X. Oh no, hold on, we don't want to do that. As much as I want this location, I'm not getting anything out of that, so we're sort of, I guess we're locked in. So let's move this way. So we've got the move and the star, but what else do we want to do there? Do we want to move and punch? There are a lot of thugs here, and I am working on this too, so let's do that. So we can move and punch too. Alright, so let's move. Let's punch 1 thug, and let's put 1 star progress on the mutant target, trying to rescue Wolverine. And that's pretty good. Okay, man. All right. Got 2 more. All right, Mr. Nightcrawler, what have you got? Oh, you've got a star. Oh, I like that. And actually, I probably could have put this wild down. No, but let's say I didn't. Okay, let's not put that down yet. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. Colossus doesn't need to use the wild yet because we don't really know what the situation is. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, let's have a look at what Kurt's got. He's got the move. He's got the move where he can pull people around with him and do the star. He's got the double wild. That's handy. And he's got a move and a star. Oh, wow, has he got all? Wow, okay. He's got 3 copies of the Anybody Need a Lift one. So, trouble is he's not actually. Oh, This is interesting. If he were to use the move and punch that Colossus is giving him, he could punch this thug, move to this location, pull Captain Britain to this location, moving him closer to the next mutant target we could rescue, and keep them in this location. Now, it's bad to all be in the one spot, right? Because when they come, they all hit all of us, but 3 of them are over here. So unless Fabian moves here, which he could, we'd be safe from that. Because they're all probably going to move elsewhere. I think I'm going to do that. So we're going to punch this thug with Colossus. We're going to move to this. We're going to bamf then. No, sorry. We're going to move to this location to pull Captain Britain into this location with the. Well, we've got to play the card, don't we? All right. Then we'll use our heroic plus that heroic there to rescue. Who's this? Wolverine. Wolverine is going to give us a. Oh, you know what I forgot? Havoc didn't give us a. Forgot to check Havoc's thing. Havoc would have given us a movement. So Havoc gives us a movement token in the safe house. And then Wolverine is going to give us. Oh, wow. Okay, that's good. Got another wild. Okay. So. Let's put that one there, we'll put that one there. We're now 3 out of the 4 threats. Now I've got this moving wild here, so I could punch this and finish this off, but we're not quite there yet, so I think I'd rather save that. Alright, Nightcrawler. That was a pretty good turn. We've got some things up our sleeves now. We've just got to rescue Cable, I guess, is our next big target. Now, what does it say here? End of turn, you may discard a card from hand. This is Nightcrawler, so he's pretty healthy. To the bottom of your deck to swap a card from your hand with one from the storyline. I don't really want any of Kurt's cards. He's just got like a single punch, a single wild, and a single star. I think I'm not going to use that. It's not worth hurting myself to do that. Okay, well, 2 mutants in the safe house. That's pretty good. Although these, I don't like how close, like how far up the track these. Ooh, yeah, I don't like how far up the track these dastardly upstarts are, and I don't like how full some of these locations are as well. Okay. Well, let's see what they do. Where's our card? Alright. Oh, no, it's bloody Fabian. I did say that, didn't I? Alright. Alright, so Fabian's moving twice. Once, twice. Oh, it's a party. Everybody's in the same location. Then Fitzroy is actually moving out. So he's like, oh, this is too crowded. I'm getting out of here. Alright, so. Okay. So I'll have to show you the Acolyte effect in a second, but essentially, okay, so we're doing the BAM, so Fitzroy hits, luckily there's no mutant there, so that's good. Sorry, not Fitzroy, Fabian. Fabian doesn't hit any mutants there, which is lucky, but he does hit all of us for 1. Now, Colossus is okay though, because he can, oh man, what do I... Let's, oh man, all these cards are good. Let's get rid of interdimensional energy, because I think maybe being able to use the punch later on might be good, and I might, because coming up is going to be Captain Britain's turn. I'd like to be able to use that star there, I think, so we'll do that, I think. Yeah. Right, and then, yeah, Colossus is fine. Nightcrawler, well, he's got 2 of the same thing, so let's get rid of one of those. And yeah, we all got hit there except Colossus. That doesn't cause any points for Fabian though, that's good. And Fabian doesn't have any civilians to punch out there because we've rescued them as well, so that's good. Let's separate the teams. Alright, there we go. But then Fitzroy, he comes over here, he's looking for some targets to take out. He can't find anyone there, so he is going to take out 1 civilian though. That is going to put Fitzroy up 1. He's now on 6. Then Fabian's going to drop 1, 2, and 3. So 1 thug here. Oh, overflows here, and he puts 1 here. So... yeah, overflows once, so that's Fabian. He's up to 7. Now Fitzroy, he wants to put out a civilian here, but then the 2 other spots he wants to put a thug and a civilian there, he can't, so he goes up twice. Once, twice, he's on 8. Yikes. Okay. Now the problem is I'm all bunched up too. I sort of want to spread out so I can take out the different acolytes. Not acolytes, upstarts. Alright, so now we look at the acolyte ability here, and this is Fabian. So Fabian, in Fabian's location and each adjacent location, deal damage to civilians equal to the number of thugs present there. So luckily, he's got all his acolytes hanging out here, but there's no civilians for them to take out, so we're lucky there. But he does have 1 here, so he takes out 1 more, so that's Fabian going up to 8 as well. Okay. Let's put that one there. Okay. So yeah, so they all have their own sort of thematic little thing that they do. So basically I've chosen to, instead of worrying about his power manipulation, Fabian sort of uses his acolytes. That's his thing. He kind of uses the thugs to deal damage to civilians. And we've seen that Shinobi... Now, I didn't actually explain what was going on there, but Shinobi does unpreventable damage because he sort of can change the molecular sort of density or something of his body, so he can sort of phase in and out. So he basically sort of like is able to get through people's armor and stuff like that. So at least that's what I've sort of come up with. And if we get to see the others, I'll leave them as a bit of a surprise. But let's see. Okay, that was pretty painful because we've got 2 characters on 8. All right, that's all right. Let's see. Let's rescue Cable if we can. All right. I drew a card for Captain Britain here. What have we got? We've got a star. So I could move and double star plus that star would let me rescue all of them, but then I wouldn't be punching. Essentially, I think I'm going to have to... I don't think there's any way I can I take out... I don't think I can place 3 heroics and take out a thug in one go, which is what I would need to clear these all together. So let's do what we can to give ourselves the most bang for our buck in terms of helping the others out. Should we do a double wild, or do we save the double wild for... Star, and then the double wild would give Colossus... yeah, Colossus could even start damaging him next turn if we do the double wild, I think. So let's do that. Okay, so double wild instead of the interdimensional energy, because I think that's just going to set up Colossus's turn a bit more. So Captain Britain is going to... Oh... But the double wild doesn't let us finish off the mutant target this turn. Move star. Maybe let's save that for when we're trying to punch them out. Maybe let's go, because if I'm not going to be able to do that, I could be making a mistake here, but let's use the move and put 2 stars down. Okay. Then Colossus. He gets to draw 1. Oh, I do have this. Oh, I've got these. Or do I save these? Move star. Oh, I could do this. I wonder if this works. Move. Star. Punch. Yeah, because if Kirk can do some bamfing next turn, he could still potentially use that. Because what I think I can do, let's go move. Okay, we did that. We moved in, put 2 stars down there. Let's go Colossus. He can move in, put a star down. That clears that one. Yay, Cable's rescued. Alright, Cable gives us a move. So hopefully that'll help us like track down these guys when we're trying to get them now. So we've now cleared this threat. That puts them under pressure. Okay. Put that on top there. We've got another mutant hero there. Mutant target. Okay. But, so we moved in, we did the star, but then let's use one of our movement tokens. Don't mind if I do. Come back in here, and then let's whale on one of these guys for 2. So who are we going to whale on? Let's whale on... Who's the furthest up? Either Shinobi or Sienna. Are either of them two here? They're both here. I'm more worried about Sienna because Shinobi's used a lot of his cards. Like, he's had both of his big cards come out. So let's go for Sienna. Oh no, hold on, they're not the furthest ones up. It's actually Fabian and Fitzroy, isn't it? Sorry, I'm looking at them further back. Okay, so this is why I think it'll be good having one big track. Okay, so Fitzroy or Fabian. How many cards has Fitzroy had? Gentleman and the Slug, that's oh no, that's Shinobi. I've had one Fabian card, that's about it. Okay, so I guess Trevor Fitzroy is the most likely to be able to go a bit further up. So let's take out Fitzroy, because what we can do is we can punch him once, punch him twice with Colossus, and then we can use the Wild to completely take him out. Yeah, okay. Not a bad idea. Alright, I think. 1, 2, 3. What it does do is it sort of ramps up the others though, doesn't it? Okay. Now I've got one more movement. I could spend it to go back there and gain a punch token. But I do like the idea of having some movement with my characters, because these guys are going to spread out again now, and then I can use the movement to hunt them down. So I think that's good, but what we have... Oh, hold on, no, I couldn't... Whoopsie daisy. Sorry. Cheating. I had the punch there. Yeah, I wouldn't have had enough. Okay, because what I forgot was I hadn't actually made them vulnerable yet, because I had to spend one of the punches on here. So what I've got to do is I've got to punch one of those thugs. That makes them, the upstarts, vulnerable. Then I can spend the final punch to deal damage to Trevor Fitzroy, and spend the Wild to punch Trevor Fitzroy as well. So we'll still punch him for 2, but he's not actually taken out, so we won't remove his... Wait, he moved away, didn't he? Oh, he did too. Okay, so it won't be Trevor Fitzroy, it'll be Fabian Cortez. So Cortez is the one we're doing 2 damage to. Oh my goodness, getting all confused there. Okay, so Cortez is here. Yep, took him out. Well, not took him out, but did 2 damage to him. Okay. Now, quick, everyone get Fitzroy, because he's in a position to win it. So yeah, okay, we'll see. So they are now under pressure though, so they get to go again before Nightcrawler. Oh, and it is Fitzroy. Okay, we're really going to have to get him. Oh, and he's moving far away from us too. It's going to have to be Kurt. Kurt, you are going to have to deal some serious damage here. So, Fitzroy is going to move 2, but he's going anti-clockwise, so he's going this way. 1, 2. He's going to deal 2 damage to Jean Grey. Luckily, she was on full health. He is going to take out a... Where is he? 1. Uh-oh. I think it's all over because he's taken out 1 civilian, and this is problematic. Okay, and then... yeah, he's taken out 1 there. Technically, Sienna should have moved 1. Sienna moves 1 here. She is going to... bam, here. She's going to hurt Captain Britain. We'll just lose that 1. There we go. She's also going to go up 1 on the track for taking out a civilian. Okay. Then they're both going to drop a bunch of guys around them. Yikes. So 1, 2, can't do that, so that's one more up the track for Fitzroy. Yikes. Then I don't think I put one here. Then she's going to put 1 thug here, 2 civilians. So she's putting 1 here, she's going to overflow here, so she goes up the track 1 more time to 6. But this is the problem. So, terrorist from tomorrow, move Fitzroy to the furthest. Oh. Move him to the mutant target furthest from him. So not Jean Grey. So where's the furthest one from him? They're both the same, aren't they? Where do we want him to go? I guess let's move him to the Hellfire Club, because that's continuing his, I guess that's thematically there, and then he does the 3 damage. So 1, 2, okay, so 3 damage to the target. So luckily, we got lucky there, because I was thinking, because I knew that he does like a big hit to the targets, and I thought, oh no, Jean Grey's already on 2, so I thought he was going to do that, but I forgot that he moves. Yes, okay, because if he had taken her out, that would be, he would get 3 points for that, and then that's 1, 2, 3. Okay. We've got to get Fitzroy, because he's real close to winning. Okay. Let's go. That was very scary. I thought that was over, because I thought, yeah, I thought he was going to hit Jean Grey, and then, yeah, we were done. But, okay. So now I've got to, I'd said my piece with the game. I thought we were over. Now I've got to sort of make some plans. Okay. So, we had Fitzroy. So now we've got... who is it? Captain Britain? No, it's not Captain Britain. It's Nightcrawler. Okay, so he draws a card. Oh, wow. Okay. Oh my goodness. Oh. Oh, bummer. Oh no, that's okay. I think I can still do that, can't I? I can still do that. Oh, this is good. Yeah, okay. Okay, so I can do a... sorry, I should have shown you what card I drew. I drew a double punch Bamf there. So, look at this, because I think what I can... Yeah, I don't have to spend these all at once. So, I can punch one of these guys. Is Fabian Cortez... Yeah, okay, here we go. So, let's punch Fabian Cortez's final... punch his ticket, so his final health there. So, we remove Fabian Cortez. Then... And that removes his thing from the tracker there. But that's just 1 punch. But then we can Bamf to any location we want. So let's Bamf over to Fitzroy. And then Fitzroy can get hit with the 1, 2, 3. And he's only got the 3 health. So there we go. Oh, man. We were close. Sienna Blaze is our next concern. Okay. Can we hunt her down in time? I think... We've got a shot. We've got a shot at it. You know, let's not... Okay. Captain Britain, you are not looking good, buddy. You've only got one health. Okay. Alright. So that was Nightcrawler. Who's going next? It is... Captain Britain's turn. Talking about who's going next, it's Captain Britain, isn't it? Alright, so... where are you, Captain Britain? Oh, well, this is good. You've got a double wild and you've got a star. Star's not so great, but the double wild is good, right? Because then we can just beat up... oh, I think we got this. Alright. Yeah, because Shinobi's spent all his good cards. And Sienna's at our mercy now. We can go 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Let's go. Okay, so let's remove her. Phew, that was close. Wow. Okay. Bingo, bingo. And we've got one more wild. Probably no point moving towards Fitzroy, not Fitzroy, Shinobi, because he'll just move probably. So I might just stay where I am. Maybe I'll just take out a... Oh, and Fitzroy goes as well. There he is. I might just take out this thug just to prevent some overflowing there, I guess. Yeah. Alright, that's good. And then they get to go. Now I've got to, so this is where, now that they've been taken out, the others do a little bit more here, so in theory. So let's see. I think we're good because Shinobi's pretty far back down the track, so I don't think he's, I think we've got him here. Okay, so Shinobi is pictured on the card, so he does get to move, and so he's going to, oh, here we go, so he moves in, he bams. Captain Britain's only got the one card, so, oh, is he going to pull this out? Okay, so we get KO'd. That allows him to bam again, but luckily there's no one else there for him to hit. But he is going to earn 2 points for that because he took out a hero. He doesn't get a point for taking out any civilians because there are no civilians there. But then then he gets to drop tokens, and because all the others are gone, he's basically dropping a bunch now. So he's dropping 3 thugs. Is that right? Let's have a look. When civilian is defeated, he would normally drop 1 thug, but if they're all when 2 are defeated, when 3 are defeated, he adds 1 more civilian to each of the adjacent locations, and he adds 2 extra thugs. So yeah, he wants to add 3, which is going to cause an overflow there. Okay, so he goes up 1 more. Then he wants to put 2 civilians in here. It's already full, so he goes up 1 more. And then he wants to put another 2 civilians in there. He goes up 1 more. So he's now on 9. So if he has essentially like another turn like that, the overflow is going to get us. So you can see, even when you get them down to 1, it sort of still makes you sort of like, even if they're really low on the track, you sort of you have to be able to take them out pretty quickly. Okay, so speaking of taking him out quickly, do we have the goods? We've got Colossus. Unfortunately, Colossus doesn't have anyone to throw. His fastball special hasn't really come into play, but he does have 2 wilds coming from Captain Britain, and he's got a move and a punch, so I think we are good. So we go 1, and pow pow. There we go, and Shinobi Shore bites the dust. And, well, that's about my only maybe my third, or I haven't beat these guys very, very often. That's maybe my third victory, so it's good to get it on camera. 3rd or 4th, maybe? No, maybe, I think it's the 3rd. I think this is the 3rd time I've beaten them, so that was pretty good. So hopefully that gives you a good sense of how they work. That sort of thing. I'll show you the cards, the ones we missed out on seeing there. So essentially they all have a version of that backstabbing card. So this is Sienna Blaze's, like they all just have different names. So hers is like points for Chutzpah. We've seen Fabian Cortez's Army of Acolytes, and we saw Fitzroy's Terrorist from Tomorrow thing. Oh no! I don't know if I showed that to the camera. I don't know if I did, you guys would probably be saying, no. It's he deals 4 damage. So you know what? He would have dealt 4 damage to, who is it? Mirage, which would have been enough for him to win. So actually, we didn't win. Interesting. Although, to be honest, yeah, man, okay, because the reason I didn't even really read the card properly with that. I was just looking at the fact that he was moving. I didn't read the damage, because I've gone back and forth with the iterations of Fitzroy and how much damage for him to deal. And I think I like him doing 3 damage better. I think it just gives it, because 4 damage is like a guarantee that he takes out a mutant, and I think I'd like for there to be the possibility that he doesn't take them out. Like he's, if they've been damaged by another one, because he does damage to a hero, or like the target first if possible, and then the hero. So I like the idea that he can hit the heroes pretty hard, but there's a chance that he doesn't take out the mutant. So I don't know. Up to you guys. Well, victor to the victor. Go the spoils, or the victor's write history. So I think in my head I still had him at 3, dealing 3 damage. So if that's the reality we're playing in, we won the battle. But if we're playing by the actual rules of the cards, we lost. But I think I am going to move him back to doing 3, because that felt. I just think that one of the other things I was saying is that I think these guys are pretty hard. And I think if he's doing 4 damage, that's maybe just a touch too hard. Yeah, interesting. Well, that's interesting. Well, then we've got branching paths there. Which reality were we playing in there? But let's have a look at Sienna's cards. We got Sienna's here. She's got Trailblazer as well. So she basically sort of like kind of travels through the EMP waves or something, or the magnetic waves of the Earth or something like that. Not really sure. EMP waves, I think. And her traveling through them sort of causes this like shockwave through the EMP waves, and it just causes all this like collateral damage around her, sort of thing. So she basically moves 4 in a clockwise direction, and then she basically is like just taking out civilians all around her. So she defeats 1 civilian in each location she moves through, so she can gain up to 4 points by doing that sort of thing. So that's her big thing. They all have a sort of a card that lets them sort of earn big points if they can do it, sort of thing. So yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed that. That was a lot of fun. Sorry for the sketchy ending there. I'll let you guys decide whether that was a victory or not. But the main thing is, like, I just want to get the feel for and get your feedback as well. Cause I want it to feel chaotic. I want it to feel like they're sort of racing each other and backstabbing back and forth. I don't want it to be too complicated. There is a lot of like token dropping and bits and pieces back and forth. I think it is a fiddly mission. It's a bit swingy because of the way that certain combos of them sort of coming out can really sort of have some big swings and that sort of thing as well. But I think it's kind of fun. I think if you're after a chaotic battle, I think this is sort of like a good fit for that sort of thing. And I think it's doable. You can beat it, as you can see there, if we drop Fitzroy back to doing 3 damage. But certainly I've had games where, like, Sienna Blaze just sort of like runs away with it by taking out a bunch of civilians, or just the overflow creep just gets a bit too unmanageable and that sort of thing. So, but yeah, that's pretty good. And I think it's pretty good having like a not too heavy win ratio. Like I've only won that would be, I think, my 3rd time, even if it is a win sort of thing. So yeah, let us know what you guys think of it in its current iteration. I think I'm pretty happy with it. About ready to call it quits in terms of the tweaking and sort of continuing to tinker with it. We've got some really exciting news with the art coming out. We've got an artist helping us out, and his art looks fantastic. He's working on the current TMNT stuff at the moment. So that's Nico Moose from. I hope he doesn't mind me mentioning him on the video here, but he does a fantastic job. He's sort of helping collaborate with the art on the TMNT homebrew project as well. So if you're one of the people in the group buy-in for that, look out for his art because it looks really good. And yeah, he's helping us out with this too. So yeah, we've got some really good looking art coming up. So hopefully it'll replace my my janky stuff that I've just put in there. You know, it's good art from the comics, but it's just because it's like just cut up and photoshopped and stuff. It's not really quite cutting the mustard sort of thing. So yeah, that was really good. One other thing I probably should mention is Dave, the version architect. He's got a really cool idea for an alternate way of doing the safe house. I like this version of it because it's just keeps it for such a chaotic battle with lots of things going on and stuff. It's just a bit easier, I think, to remember tokens. But he's got a really good idea of, like, because we're using mutants, what you could do is you could actually just, instead of the 4 health being random cards, you just take the 4, or if there's more than that, you take 4 of them, but 4 mutant power cards, and have those down, and then whichever one you sort of flip face up as the reward card, you keep that in your safe house, and maybe you could have a safe house per player, and then that card sort of sits in your safe house, and you sort of count as having that triggered there, sort of thing. So you could play it. Yeah, so you know, whether or not it's one of those ones that sort of lasts in play or whatever. But yeah, an idea like that sort of thing. So that would be a cool thing to do. But I think I just like the streamlinedness and just the simplicity of the tokens. But that could be. I'm thinking of maybe including that as a rule for like an advanced variant, or just an alternate variant of the game sort of thing. So that's my only real sort of thing that I'm still sort of like tinkering with, I think, there. But yeah, really fun little mission here, if I do say so myself. But yeah, I felt it was fun. So I hope that was fun to watch and to follow. I hope it sort of lived up to your expectations. And yeah, definitely keep an eye out on all the great stuff that the homebrewers on Discord and everywhere else are working on. We've got I misspoke in the last video. I said that they were working on One Piece stuff, but that's just my dreams. They're working on Avatar: The Last Airbender, but there's so much cool stuff. You know, Avatar, Dave's Age of Apocalypse stuff. He's got really good art now for his Mikhail project, and his Mikhail Rasputin hero looks really good. Hopefully we'll get a playthrough of that to you on Tabletop Simulator soon. A bit of a collaboration with Kanji, if we can arrange that as well. So that'd be really great. Yeah, just lots of really good stuff people are making. The Sentinels, Helios 23, I think. I really want to play some of his stuff too, because on the channel, because he's got the Sentinels, he's got Morgan Le Fay. There's a third one as well that he's made. I can't remember what it's called now, but yeah, there's lots of really good stuff. Even like Rick Nichols, who I did a playthrough of the Lizard. He's got I think Shuma Goroth, or whatever, the big giant tentacle guy with the giant eyeball. He's got a version of him, and Mole Man. So yeah, lots of really good stuff in that fan community sort of coming up. So definitely check it out. And if you are interested in that, I've mentioned it on the previous video as well, but Dave is putting together a website, a Google website, where you can go to visit and get links to, and sort of be able to find all sorts of stuff related to homebrew. So artists making Etsy models and STL files, actual 2D artists, you know, that work on the art for the homebrew, tips and guides and tools and stuff, and the projects themselves. So lots of different stuff there. So definitely check that out if you're interested in this idea of homebrew and you want to find out more about it, or you want to start working on it yourself and looking for resources or people to work with and collaborate with. That website is going to be a really valuable tool for that. So I think definitely check that out. So it's just called Marvel United Homebrew. At this stage, because it's a Google site, it doesn't seem to sort of come up when you type it into Google, but I think Dave's working on that. So otherwise I'll put a link in the previous video, but I'll put another link in this video too, so you guys can check it out. So yeah, anyway, well, I hope that was fun for you guys. I'm going to call it a win, but you guys can call it whatever you want. But a lot of fun. Upstarts, we got him this time, but yeah, all good. Anyway, thanks guys. Maple Monkey out. G'day folks, Maple Monkey back in again. I realised I keep forgetting it in all my latest videos. I keep meaning to say, if any of you are looking for a cool place to hang out on the internet, there's no better place to be than the Meeple Monkey community page, or fan community page, I think, on Facebook. You come and join the literally like 3 or 4 people that are in that group, but it's there's some really good stuff being painted by Len and Giro in the in that Facebook thing. So I really encourage you to go check that out if you want to see some really cool painted models and that sort of thing as well. I'm always giving Discord a rap, but you really got to check out Len and Giro's stuff as well. So hi guys, appreciate all the great painting and all the great comments you guys are leaving in that Facebook post. So hopefully we'll get some more fellow Meeple Monkey fans in there and ready to chat with you. So yeah, definitely come and check us out. All right, thanks, Meeple Monkey out.